For the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God.
This whole thing is crazy. This whole thing is absolutely crazy. J. Cole just made one of the weakest moves in hip hop history. And we're going to get into it. All right. So a lot of y'all know what's going on with the supposed alleged beef between J. Cole, Drake, Future, Metro Boomin, and Kendrick Lamar. And J. Cole finally responded a few days ago to Kendrick Lamar directly on his mixtape, Might Delete Later, which is kind of ironic. But anyway, he responded on 7 Minute Drill, so on and so forth. And now J. Cole is walking back his entire decision to drop the song, which I think is absolutely insane. All right, so I want to show some receipts first. This was my reaction when I first heard that Kendrick Lamar dropped his diss verse. I mean, we're not even going to call it a track. His diss verse going at the big three conversation, not even really directly going at J. Cole. I didn't hear anything directly going at J. Cole. Someone else might think something different, but he went specifically at Drake, talking about all the dogs, first person shooter, and the big three conversation in general. And this is what I said speaking to J. Cole after this. Y'all check it out. Fave says, don't try to act like Cole didn't pick a side. He absolutely did. Hold on a second. And I've got this on super speed mode. So let me slow this down and rewind it. How you, my homie? Her fave says, don't try to act like Cole didn't pick a side. He absolutely did. How you, my homie, working with the other side? Ain't no stray. He should have been over there. Yeah, and I don't think somebody else said that they think Cole is going to respond. I think Cole wants to stay out of it, honestly. I said this 2 weeks ago. Really didn't take shots at Cole. Yeah, he mentioned the big three and he said, yeah, I'm the greatest, which who's not going to say the greatest, right? So if you think about it, Kendrick really hasn't taken direct shots at Cole. I think Cole should just stay out of it. We're going to see what happens soon. If y'all are saying, oh man, I wish J. Cole would have listened. So when it comes to, I found this video that was interesting. Kendrick Lamar. Now this is an older video. I think it's almost 10 years old. He's talking about this entire rap game, how he looks at hip hop, how he looks at beefing, how he looks at diss tracks, how he looks at the whole big three conversation. And he kind of talks about his mindset going into these type of situations. And I want y'all to listen to this because I think he makes some great points and great analogies that I'm going to use here a little bit later on.
Where are you at with a lot of the cats now, like the J. Coles of the world or Drakes of the world? Where are you guys at now?
Same place. It's all love from the moment I did the verse to after the verse. You know what I mean? I think hip hop is a sport, so you're going to have these little spits and spats. And it's all good because personally, I respect these dudes as, you know, as people. You know what I mean? So outside of that, it's really nothing.
So he said he sees it as a sport, which let's give it up for Kendrick Lamar. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Now, are there certain things you could do like a Pusha T and Drake conversation and talk about someone's personal life and bring out their personal life and say, oh, this dude's hiding a kid. I'm going to put him on blast. Yes. But at the end of the day, it's a sport. It's a game. And when it comes to these back and forths, it's really up to the people to decide who's the winner, who's going to be on top, because you can't, I mean, everyone's going to say they're the best and the king. Listen to this a little bit more.
Specifically, where are you at like with the J. Cole? Specifically, where are you at with a Drake or so on and so forth?
I respect their music.
I like that.
For sure. I respect them as individuals and creators. And I think what the media tried to do is insane because they take these black, you know, young brothers and really try to clash it and make bump heads. And that's not right. That's how I look at it. I think it's not right. And I think that's why it's great to really show people how we support one another, because hip hop was something that wasn't supposed to be here for this long. I'm sure you know, Big.
Yes, sir.
And the more we do that, the more they'll try to tear it down.
I heard that. We got Kendrick Lamar in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.
All right, so it's interesting to hear that that's Kendrick's take, because the one thing he said is that you need to respect others' music. So could this be the reason why J. Cole is apologizing, because he attacked his discography, which we talked about as well? He attacked the the fact that he only released a few albums in the last 12 years and a couple other things at some point in a close level when it comes to the music community, saying who's better, who's the best, who's the king. I think it was a pretty close. Now, not so much. But anyway, interesting take from Joe Budden. Let's go ahead and listen to what y'all all want to hear and what you all came for. This is the apology from J. Cole. We're gonna break it down.
I've been happy. I've been moving on my own accord, off my own desires, my own wants. Now, why am I saying all of that? All of that shit led me up into this point. 10 years later, after this song, I'm here. Here I am. I've been just chasing my shit. You know what I mean? Like following my dream and just trying to like head to the fall off in the way that I wanted to do it. And so I put out this project on Friday called Might Delete Later. I don't know how many people done checked it out or whatever, but I put this project out. And I swear to God,
the project is dope too.
I'm so proud of that project because I know, one, it's just a lead up. It's just an EP that leads me up to this thing that I've been working on for a long time. And I know the work it took to get to a certain type of skill level. And I love this shit. So that shit mean a lot to me, right? So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part.
Oh, here we go. Come on, man. Hate this, man. I hate this, especially going based off of what Kendrick said. It's a sport, man. You don't need to apologize. He didn't say anything below the belt. If anything, you could argue that the discography conversation didn't phase most people because they're like, are you gonna really argue about Kendrick? Okay, come on, J. Cole. What are you apologizing for? I don't get it, man. I don't.
One part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I gotta keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 2-3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right?
Yeah.
So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, those are the people you gotta let them go, man. You gotta move them to the side. They don't have your best interest in mind, in my opinion. That's why I was like, Cole, just stay out of it. Like, keep yourself in the conversation by just letting it go. Don't take it personally. Keep it moving. Y'all could squash whatever the Spider-Man meme or keeping Kendrick off a first-person shooter behind the scenes. We don't care about that. Now we're all involved in the conversation, and this just looks bad. Real bad.
Flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Right? Niggas want to see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood.
Yeah, we can feel it, and a lot of us said it. Just let it go, man, and you didn't listen. Crazy.
All of that to say,
not that he's gonna listen to me.
In my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back, and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight.
What talk is he talking about though?
Doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
All right, now this part I respect, so I'll give it to J. Cole for that. And I'm never going to discount anybody saying that they messed up and issuing an apology. This part I definitely rock with. I just wish, and you can't go back in time, but it would have been better if I think he said this before he made the song, then it would have made sense. Now it just looks bad. It looks like you're just backing down and you're afraid of the fight no matter what you say at this point. If you had said it before, like, hey man, I get that this is a competition. We're having the big three conversation. I'm about to respond. I have nothing but respect for this guy over here, but it's on. Then we would have been like, all right, cool. We know what's about to happen. We can have a legitimate conversation. Now it doesn't look right. It doesn't look weird. That's why I think the apology is, I can't take it, especially after you throw those shots, man. It doesn't sound the same.
Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. All good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years. So all of that to say, man, I wanna now perform the song that's a reminder to me of getting back on the right path and getting in tune with God. And the name of the song is called Love Yours.
All right, so that's J. Cole's apology. Y'all have to let me know what you're thinking in the comments in the chat. Was it worth it? Did he fold? Is this just all because he doesn't want Kendrick to go back at him? I know in another clip he said, hey, if you're gonna come back at me, I get it. I'll take those shots. I deserve it. And that'll be the end of it. Obviously, we know Drake, this kind of changes things, right? Is Drake still gonna respond? Now that I'm seeing J. Cole saying and hearing this, it's just, I think Drake needs to leave it alone too, because I don't see Drake winning in this situation, just going up against Kendrick by himself. Because what is Drake gonna do to prove himself even more? But with this, in my opinion, the big three conversation is over. It's sad to see, but I have a feeling that Kendrick's gonna respond pretty soon. And again, because he sees it as a sport in the same way. If you're fighting with your brother, or even me, sometimes I'll wrestle or fight with my son. At the end of the day, you love each other. And maybe if you feel like you did something below the belt while you were fighting, you can apologize, I guess, later on afterwards. But at the end of the day, it's just sport. We're just having fun. And if your feelings get hurt, you got to remember that, hey, I just tried to prove a point. It's nothing against you. Let's check out this article by Hip Hop DX. We're not going to read the article, but I definitely want to read some of the responses that they had from the hip hop community, because the hip hop community was not feeling this at all. Punch TDE most notably. He just said laugh out loud. And then we've got Reason TDE said, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's Martin Cottonball. Hit Boy said it might be over for real, man. Damn. Yeah, it's over. The big three conversation's over. And maybe this is what J. Cole wanted. Like I said, I showed y'all in the clip earlier. J. Cole, I don't think he's ever been about this. He never wanted it. He just wants to make music. He's on a different path. So at the end of the day, it'll be future Metro and Kendrick versus Drake. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll resolve all of this and keep it moving. It all depends on what Drake says after this, because as far as I'm concerned, the whole J. Cole Kendrick thing is dead. Even if Kendrick comes back and makes another diss verse or diss track, I don't think J. Cole is going to respond after that. Mick Jenkins says, as a rapper's rapper, as a competitor, I'm surprised, I'm disgusted, I am disappointed. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. And then this one was hilarious. Might delete later, indeed. Yeah. A lot of regret. A lot of regret.